Hello, my name is Nichola and I am one of the trainers here at the Executive Centre in the International House, London. We specialise in English for professional purposes. We've worked with people in all industry sectors and from a very wide range of specialisations. Our previous clients have included those with backgrounds not only in business, but also in politics, diplomacy, the media, law, performing arts and education, to name but a few. On the first day of a new course, we spend some time to evaluate and assess each client and to discuss what their needs and expectations are. We endeavour to identify what they need to improve and what their weak areas are and what they wish to improve upon and where they need to build their confidence. We then mutually decide on a bespoke programme that best suits the client. We do this by using a range of materials. This could be using published materials, but often the resources come from the clients themselves, such as their own company websites, examples of their emails or reports, or using other sites such as the BBC. The lessons are designed to give the clients the tools they need to help them be able to use and adapt them to their own requirements. Language input consists of vocabulary and structure, which is then practiced through role-play activities, such as giving presentations, holding meetings and negotiations, having in-depth discussions, simulating phone calls and video conferences. We have a maximum of 6 participants per group in dedicated, well-equipped classrooms, and this allows us to devote more time and focus on each client to meet their individual needs. Feedback is a very important part of the learning process for us. This is done either through an on-the-spot correction of vocabulary, grammar or pronunciation, but the majority of the time I deal with feedback by making running notes throughout the lesson, which is then fed back as a written record for the clients to take away with them. As we tend to not focus specifically on grammar, any errors are dealt with as and when they come up in a more diagnostic fashion. What does a typical lesson look like? Well, we might use, after reading a text or an article, on a particular case study. Let me give you an example. In the UK recently, a well-known, long-established and family-run retail store recently collapsed. The initial reasons were given as maybe the pandemic, global downturn in general, and more specifically for the company that they were trying to expand too rapidly. After collapse into administration, certain irregularities emerged and there were allegations of fraud. So this particular story could then be used to create a role play to involve all of the participants in the group. So for example, you could imagine the individual characters within the story. So it might be the CEO or a board member such as the financial director, a store manager, maybe a member of staff who acts as a whistleblower. On the other side, you could have a role created for the administrator or the auditor, where you would give certain background information to each of the students, allow them time to prepare, and then bring them together for the role play and the discussion.